Hello everybody, thank you for viewing this video. This is the orientation video for the fall 2020 semester of Beta Alpha Psi Epsilon Tau chapter at Wichita State University. My name is Nathan Hayden. I am the president of the organization, and tonight I'll be talking about benefits of joining the organization, the requirements of joining the organization, and also some of the events that will take place this fall during this semester. Before we dig into this presentation, I want to give you an opportunity to meet our fall 2020 leadership. Patricia O'Sullivan is our faculty advisor, and she corresponds a lot of the communication between the firms for sponsorship as well as hosting meetings. And she also makes sure that we are meeting the requirements we need to keep our level as a chapter. My name is Nathan Hayden. I am the president of the organization, and I make sure that the day-to-day operations and tasks are being completed. We have several different vice presidents with several different duties. Hunter Ackerman and Josh Freeman also help find ways to make our organization better, as well as completing different tasks that are relevant to our day-to-day operations of the organization. Will Davis is the vice president of volunteering. He coordinates the Beta Alpha Psi tutoring that takes place on Sunday. Megan Brown is responsible for communication, and she sends emails out to the members regarding potential job openings with some of our sponsors or with meeting announcements for upcoming meetings. Jamie Willis also is a vice president, and she helps us by completing tasks associated with some of our main events that we host throughout the semester. Secretaries Saeed Bari and Kyle Bayak are responsible for recording attendance and submitting that to Beta Alpha Psi Nationals to make sure that we are in compliance with their requirements. Emma Carlin is the treasurer. She helps process the membership dues that come from our members, as well as the sponsorships that come from our sponsors. Alan Wynn is our historian. He coordinates the social media accounts and also has created videos that highlight some of the events that our organization has been a part of. Silas Decker is our on-campus recruiter. Unfortunately, have not had the opportunity to have much of an on-campus presence this semester due to COVID-19, but he was very instrumental in the recruiting last spring. So a little bit of background on our organization. It was founded in 1919. This is the Beta Alpha Psi National Organization. It is a non-profit organization. There are over 300 chapters, including ones from Australia and New Zealand, and many other international chapters are being formed each year. Over 300,000 members have been initiated since its formation. Epsilon Tau chapter from Wichita State University was founded in 1979, and since 2012 we have achieved superior chapter status each year. So the objectives of the overall organization is to recognize outstanding academic achievements in the fields of accounting, finance, and information systems, promote the study and practice of professional fields related to these disciplines, provide opportunities for self-development and association among members and practicing financial professionals, and finally, encourage a sense of ethical, social, and public responsibilities. These are the main objectives of the organization found on their website, and I want to just show a video that is a couple minutes long that helps better show how these objectives are applied in the organization.
If you're in the accounting, finance, or systems area and you're looking to really broaden your network, take a look at some of the professions that are out there, Beta Alpha Psi is probably the best opportunity for them.
It's an opportunity to advance yourself professionally and academically.
Beta Alpha Psi provides a unique opportunity not only in networking, but also setting us up in the real world. Meeting professionals gives us insight in what the professionals actually do on a day-to-day basis, as well as really interview tips, networking tips, and also resume and cover letter tips.
You get to engage with professionals and you get to see from their point of view what they value as an essential skill to have when you get into the real world.
I kind of learned how to become a leader and to really talk to people, and interviewing with the Big Four just seemed so much easier.
If you ask a student, said, be really honest, they'd say, boy, it looks great on my resume. Now, there are other reasons which are equally important. Professional growth, they meet peers and learn how to work in organizations and groups.
It gives the students unbelievable leadership opportunities, unbelievable networking opportunities with alums and recruiters and amongst themselves.
Just by becoming a member of Beta Alpha Psi, you are branded from an employer perspective, because people know that when you join Beta Alpha Psi, you have done really well academically, you're well-rounded because you're giving back to the community, and you're somebody who's hungry for more knowledge. And those are all things as employers, that's what we want our employees to do.
They also, I think, get opportunities to think beyond just their own careers and what they want to do in business. Because of the community element in Beta Alpha Psi, they have to think about what they want to do to help others.
We spend half of our time at least doing community service in Beta Alpha Psi. So half of our hours are spent in community service and about half of our hours are spent doing professional activities.
It's giving back to the community, mentoring and coaching. All of those are key essential things that you need to exhibit and really do throughout your professional career. And that, a lot of the times, is going to be what's going to differentiate you at any level.
Attending the meetings and especially getting involved in some of the workshops and some of the presentations, it gives you preparation for your career. You're going to be walking into an audit room. You're going to be walking into a partner's office and having to tell the thoughts that are in your head so they understand how you're thinking.
The annual meetings are always held in really nice big cities. We've been to San Francisco, Hawaii, Anaheim, Chicago. The environment is extremely dynamic.
It was a great opportunity to be able to come in and do professional development, learn different things, but also it's a great way to have fun and mingle with peers from across the country.
It's an incredible opportunity for all the participants. It's great for the faculty. As they teach, they're able to bring in people who are supporting from the corporate side into the classroom. Obviously, it's great for the students. They're starting to learn the difference between public accounting, large firm, small firm, the corporate world, the nonprofit world. And these are things that typical undergraduate student really never has that opportunity to witness. And of course, it's great from the employer side because the typical hiring process is interview driven. But this hiring process takes place over a couple of years because you're at the chapter meetings with them, you're having service days with them. You're going to know these people really, really well. So your hiring decisions are going to be much better than they otherwise would have been.
When you become a member of Beta Alpha Psi, you're a member for life. And so it's not just about the student experience, but it's about giving back after you've entered the business world and becoming a mentor for one of the accounting students or finance or information students coming up through Beta Alpha Psi. It's about creating an ethical foundation. It's about developing and enhancing your business skills, your networking skills, and developing the skills necessary to be successful in today's business environment.
Okay, so I hope that video maybe sheds a little bit more of a picture of what Beta Alpha Psi is like as an organization. Those speakers really did a great job explaining the different opportunities that exist. It is definitely a great resume builder, but you even have the opportunity to interview with employers over a period of time by interacting with them instead of just sitting down for 30 minutes and not knowing each other in the more stereotypical interview fashion. So some of the benefits of membership include the fact that Beta Alpha Psi is nationally recognized by employers, and our local chapter is recognized by many of the local employers around Wichita in the accounting, finance, and MIS worlds. Generally, all of the large public accounting firms work with us each semester to help recruit people to work for them for interns or even full-time positions after they graduate. Being a member also includes an exclusive session at Meet the Firms, which we will talk about later. You also have the opportunity to experience future work environments. Many of our firms actually invite students out to their places of business to be able to see what it's like being in the office and what it's like having a career in their particular field, whether it's public or private accounting or finance or MIS. There are also many opportunities for professional development through the meetings with the professional partners where they present on relevant issues related to the business world. There are also community service opportunities, and we will get more into this. You can also network with fellow students and employers, and being able to build these relationships with students and employers now is critical because the accounting, finance, and MIS worlds, especially throughout the Wichita area, are generally pretty small, and you get to know a lot of different people. So having the opportunity to network and know those people who might be interviewing you later on for a job, or you might even be interviewing them later on for a position you have to fill. So it is very important at this time in your career to be able to get to know your peers around you in the industry you are in. There is also a big benefit this year if you pay your dues and submit your contract by September 20th. You also have the opportunity to send in a resume to us at that same time. And that resume will be sent to our Platinum members, and you may actually have an opportunity where they contact you and ask you for an interview. So this is an opportunity we are giving this semester just because of the reduced opportunities to put your resume right in their hands, and they can review it, and hopefully you get a call for an interview. So a little bit more about Meet the Firms. Unfortunately, we are not going to be able to have it this semester, although be sure to stay tuned for spring of 2021 because we are hoping to have a great event that semester with many different employers. Generally, we have anywhere from about 25 to 30 employers each semester, and sometimes we even have more. Last fall was the last one we had it. We had close to 40 employers. 12 to 1 p.m. is an opportunity exclusive for Beta Alpha Psi members. You can go an hour early during this time and be able to talk to these recruiting firms and have them as your captive audience, have yourself as their captive audience. And this is before you kind of have the rush of the rest of the accounting, finance, MIS students and the business school. So I would highly recommend even being a member for this opportunity alone. Now, as it is evidenced, you have the opportunity to interact with employers, get to know them. They get to know you. You can ask questions about their organization. It's a very informal time. It's kind of an informal interview where you can get to know each other. The last point is resumes. It is very important to take plenty of resumes to this event and have one to hand out to all of the firms that are present that you talk to, because many times you'll have the opportunity to give them a resume and they end up calling you and you can go into their office and have an interview. I know this has happened to me. This has happened to many of my friends at Wichita State. So that is something else to keep in mind, that you might not necessarily even have to submit an application for an interview. You might just end up getting a call. So our professional meetings include topics on current issues facing the financial industries, personal and professional development, etc. And hopefully we are able to have more of an opportunity this semester to hear from firms, of course, regarding the current issues, which include having to work from home, maybe a little bit of mental health, also just knowing how to deal with some of the circumstances we're facing. Also, there are networking opportunities with prospective employers, and these are where you can go up and talk to them after they present. Whenever you are in these meetings, even if it's a Zoom meeting, always put your best foot forward, because first impressions are everything. Also have a note that all professional meetings this semester will be conducted remotely during the fall 2020 semester. So that takes us into our schedule of meetings this semester. This is subject to change as we schedule more meetings, but as you can see, currently we have Ernst Young, KCO, AGH, BKD, Adams, Barron, Brown, and Ball, and Grant Thornton scheduled to present. Normally, on a normal semester, we have Friday night meetings right at 6 p.m., but it's a little bit varied this semester depending on the firm's availability. If you are unable to attend these live meetings, we will also have the opportunity for you to view some other professional meetings that are, whether it's on YouTube or another platform, and these can count towards your overall meetings. So if you are unable to attend these live meetings, which obviously I encourage you to attend as many as possible, I plan to try to attend all of them, but we have that option open as well for meetings you might not be able to attend. So as I said, schedule is subject to change, so stay current with your WSU email and also with the website bapwichita.org, because we will have more information regarding those meetings, and those meetings will be added there as well. So some of our community service in a typical year, we do events such as Habitat for Humanity. We do the lights at Botanica, help set up for illuminations, and many other different events such as volunteering at runs, different marathons or 5Ks take place. Obviously this year is going to be a little bit different since we aren't going to have many opportunities to be at in-person volunteer events. So outside hours are allowed for all required volunteer hours. So we are requiring everybody have 8 volunteer hours, but you can meet all of those on your own time. Some of our opportunities, we have tutoring. Last year we did Salvation Army Angel Tree program, hoping to do that this year, but we will have more information about that. So a little bit more detail on the volunteer opportunities. Tutoring is where we tutor accounting 210 through 220 students. That takes place on Sunday from 2 to 4 p.m. It will be conducted remotely, so for more information to sign up and help tutor, you can email Will at that email address listed, betaalphapsi1366@gmail.com, and he will have more information for you regarding that. There were also some opportunities listed on the Beta Alpha Psi National website, and one was Operation Gratitude, where you can write letters for different people in different walks of life. One includes servicemen and women who are overseas in the military. Cards for Kids was another one, where I believe it was children who were in the hospital. Neighborly is also another one where you write your neighbor. All of these, you can go to the links. You can go to bapwichita.org to see information about all of these. The big thing I want to point out about those cards is that BAP National stated that each card counts as half an hour of volunteering. So if you write 16 cards right there, you have met your volunteer requirements. You'll just either need to scan those cards or take a picture of them and send them to us so we can make sure we have a record of that. So requirements to join, we have 3 levels. For a candidate, or actually for all of them, you should be a declared accounting finance MIS major and maintain a GPA of 3.0 or higher. Now on the GPA, if you have an overall GPA that's less than 3.0, I want to let you know that that's not the only one we look at. We also look at your school GPA, your major GPA, and also we have GPAs over a certain time period. So maybe you started off not so well, but you've been having better GPAs the last year. We look at all of those different metrics, so don't think that you'll just be turned away because you have a overall GPA lower than 3.0. For a candidate, you should be enrolled in Accounting 220. And this is just an opportunity for sophomores to be able to join the organization earlier, to have the benefits of interacting with employers over a longer period of time, of a couple years. For a pledge, you should be completed or enrolled in a 300 level accounting, finance, or MIS course, and also classified as a junior or a senior. A member is somebody who was a previous pledge or a member in good standing from previous semester, and they are also classified as a junior or a senior. This is an amount where normally in the semester you have a reduced number of service hours. You also have a reduced fee amount, which the fee amount is definitely treated as reduced, but your numbers of hours are going to be the same, and we ended up just bringing all the hours down to 8 hours a semester. So responsibilities for pledges and candidates must view 8 virtual professional sessions hosted by Beta Alpha Psi sponsors. And like I say, we only have 6 meetings planned right now. We probably will be adding more, but if not, we will, and even if you're not able to attend those live meetings, we will have options where you can watch other professional development videos and get your credits that way. Accomplish 8 hours of community service is another one, and I touched briefly on that. Now, for those 8 hours of community service, something I forgot to mention earlier is that you can meet those hours if you volunteer at a local church, if you go to church, or if you volunteer at another local organization. You can meet those hours that way as well. The only thing we request is that you have a letter from somebody who works for the organization who you were volunteering with that has a signature and contact information that can basically validate that you were there. We just need that for our records to stay compliant. Also, pay dues and submit contracts by September 20th, 2020. We ask that you submit your contracts first, or at least submit them at the same time, just so that we can make sure we do have your authorization on those contracts. Attend orientation and induction. This video is actually orientation, so this counts as one of your 8 meetings. So if you're watching this video, you have 1 down, 7 to go. Member fees this semester. Candidates and pledges $75, members $10. The reason why we have a $75 fee rate is that is basically just to break even with the fees we have to pay to nationals for our pledges. So basically we are not keeping any of that. That is the service fee we send to nationals. And then for the members, the $10, we went ahead and decided to lower that because we are going to have a lower amount of costs this semester, and hopefully that will help ease any of the burdens you might have this semester. Payment must be made by September 20th, 2020, and you can submit those payments as well as obtain those contracts by going to bapwichita.org/pay member dues, and you can see that on the screen. You can also submit your contracts and your payment by mail to Epsilon Tau chapter. Just make sure to send it to 1845 Fairmount, Box 87. You can also pay cash, but if you want to do that, please let us know, because you will have to coordinate that with the School of Accounting office for when their office is open. Just make sure if you do decide to mail any of that, try to mail it out several days in advance, just to make sure we have it by that September 20th deadline. So professional dress is required at all of our meetings, and I know that working from home and conducting meetings on Zoom takes away some of the formality of kind of the professional environment, but we still ask that you wear, if you're a man, you wear a nice collared shirt. You can also wear a tie or a suit if you would like, but a collared shirt is the bare minimum. And this is just to continue to instill that first impression in the different firms you are talking to. Obviously, if you have gym shorts on or tennis shoes or socks, that's not going to be that big of a deal on Zoom. But in an in-person meeting, this would be the dress requirement that we would require in the professional meetings. For women, a blouse or a collared shirt, I think, is perfectly acceptable. I think probably have a better understanding of professional dress than I do. But if you have questions about that, you can email us, and I'll make sure somebody can contact you who is more experienced in that realm. Okay, so a couple other important announcements is that BKD has released some Simply Tax resources and made them available to students. This is their own database of educational materials, so I would recommend you take advantage of that. Kreiser Go and Parrish is looking for part-time tax season interns next semester, so you can go to the website and check out those opportunities. Grant Thornton has interview opportunities as well. You can see those on the website as well as the deadlines associated. Koch also has recruiting opportunities, and Kennedy & Co. has some office visit opportunities coming up shortly. So be sure to go check out those by going to the website bapwichita.org. And as more opportunities are made available, we will make sure to post them to the website. Okay, so that includes our orientation. If you have any questions, feel free to email bapwichita@gmail.com. You can also contact us by visiting the website at www.bapwichita.org. You can also email me personally at nshayden@shockers.wichita.edu. And another thing is on the GPA requirement. If you have any questions, our faculty advisor, Pat, takes care of those. So she has access to look at that and make those decisions. So if you have questions about GPA, take those directly to Pat O'Sullivan. So thank you for watching. I hope you have a great rest of the semester. And if you have any other comments or questions, like I say, please let us know. Thank you.